one major misconception is that art is for the talented few. And therefore, even how we offer it in more of the affluent schools than our government schools, it tends to be offered as, elective for some children versus a necessity for all children. So, and that's partly because it's like, well, Roshni, the student, has talent in art, and so she would join art, but Nisha does not necessarily have talent in art, and so she should be doing something else. I think over here we're trying to make a case that all children should have access to the arts, because the arts, just like with other historically more important subjects like math, etc., is required for all children. It adds value. It adds value to all children's education. So I think that's one major misconception that it's trying to clear. The other one is this, the other extreme is that art is this fun activity that you can do sporadically, when you have a little bit of spare time. It brings a lot of fun to and color to children. We want to say that that word fun can sometimes be diminishing. And so, no, actually, art making is a process that involves a lot of thinking, a lot of cognitive activity. It requires a lot of sustained effort. It's not necessary. It's hard work when you're working on something and going through the process, especially when you're working on something in a robust manner. So it's also trying to kind of break away from that narrative as well, that it's fun and it can be just introduced periodically to break the monotony of the curriculum. I want to kind of say that no, it has a lot of value beyond that. Another misconception, I might say, and I think Geeta touched upon it, is that art is something that you do again solely when you want to elevate another subject. And so, I want to make my science curriculum a little bit more kind of fun. And so I'll bring in some art component. Arts integration is a valid, area and domain, but arts integration can be done also in a much more robust manner, where the arts are central and it's not merely the art being illustrative for other subjects, but where the arts bring its own value and it holds, its own value. So I think that's also another kind of aspect to say, no, the arts actually have intrinsic properties of its own. In itself, it's a value. So art for art's sake is something that also is trying to push forward. And the last one that I can think of right now is the misconception that art doesn't require any kind of pedagogy per se, so that you don't have to really know how to teach it. You can just bring a bunch of colors to a space and allow children to do whatever, and you don't really need qualifications, etc., to be able to kind of undertake that effort. And to say no, there's a lot of real kind of nuanced pedagogy also embedded in bringing the arts into schools, etc. And so it tries to kind of shed light on what can the teacher also be doing? What does an art educator really have to understand in order for deep learning to occur within the classroom? So that's also another thing that it's trying to debunk.